Labour voters are now deciding to vote yes tomorrow. 42% at the last Guardian ICM poll. And we're building on that.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis Canavan does have a point, and I've spoken to a number of Labour voters who are voting yes. Does that mean that Labour may be in trouble after
on
this?
this one issue, the Conservatives are voting the same way as Labour. That doesn't make me a Tory any more than the Communist Party of Scotland campaigning when Alex Salmond makes Alex Salmond a communist. Labour voters know that David Cameron is temporary. David Cameron knows he's temporary. All politicians are temporary. This vote that we're having tomorrow is forever. There's no going back, and people are really looking at it and saying, I don't know what currency I would use there. I really want to leave the British Army, the Royal Navy, the Royal Air Force, have a separate welfare state, a separate tax system, a separate driving licence system, a separate passport system. I think a lot of people who love our country look at the nuts and bolts of what's been offered and are saying, no thanks. So then it's just about Labour voters doesn't make any sense.
Let Dennis answer.
Jim's going back over all ground here. Many of these questions that have been answered, and tomorrow the people will be deciding. You're just going back over more and more old ground.
Which one is it? Because the vote have to be a separate army.
For example, on pensions, for example, on pensions, the UK government has said that pensions are secure in an independent If you stop talking over me,
hang on just a second. Just hang on just a second.
I'll start shouting if you tell us what currency we'll
Right,
use.
Jim Murphy, hang on just a second. Dennis Canavan.
Which currency would you use?
I won't be leading the negotiations, and you've got to get into your head, Jim. This is not an SNP campaign.
We're only 12 hours away and we don't know what currency. Dennis trying to me, I'll start talking. You go first.
Right.
You go first.
This is not, Jim, a campaign to make Alex Salmond the great leader of Scotland. This is not asking people to vote for Alex Salmond, and it's not a vote for the SNP. It's a vote to give Scotland, the people of Scotland, the right to choose their own government. There's a democratic deficit at present. Whereby you've got a situation where there's only one out of 59 parliamentary constituencies that has a Tory MP, and yet that is sufficient mandate under the great British Constitution for that government to foist upon us policies which we do not want, like the bedroom tax, and policies which we did not vote for. And you're quite happy with that Constitution.
Dennis, please don't insult me to say that I'm happy with that. You know I want.
You're voting for it tomorrow.
I'll let you kind of blow your steam out and say my thing. The fact is, I want rid of the Tories. I want rid of David Cameron. Every politician is temporary. David Cameron, Ed Miliband, myself, Dennis, and whisper that even Alex Salmond is temporary. That all these folk are gone. Independence is forever. And the Yes campaign hasn't been able to answer those big questions about currency, about defence and passports and tax. And the fact is we get a guarantee of more power taken here in Scotland on tax and on welfare without the enormous risk and the enormous uncertainty of breaking away from the United Kingdom. David Cameron is temporary. Most Labour voters know that. We can get rid of him next year and have a Labour government inside the United Kingdom with a more powerful Scotland that's proud.
I believe it when I see it. Because quite frankly, New Labour has let Scotland down. We've got nuclear weapons. We've got this new Labour that began with the bedroom tax in the private sector. Tomorrow, the people of Scotland have got a wonderful opportunity to build a better Scotland, yes, a more prosperous Scotland, but also a fairer Scotland, and a Scotland that will play its full part in the international community to build a better world. You did. You dragged us into an illegal war. You and your new Labour government dragged us into an illegal war.
They are going to be continuing for some time to come. We are going to attempt to come back to you in the next half an hour, and hopefully we'll hear more about the grassroots campaign. And gentlemen, I think if there's one thing we've learned from this referendum is shouting over one another does not win anyone's vote. But we will be back in half an hour.